You smell that? What is that? What is that? Is that the weekend? It smells like the weekend, doesn't it? Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on this 9th day of November, 2018. I'm Dan Kuntz, your host. Happy Friday, and thanks for starting your day with us here on the NCW Life channel, now renewing our FCC license on a weekly basis. Hang in there, kids. Great show for you today on this Friday before Veterans Day. Of course, Veterans Day proper is this Sunday, the 11th. We have some special programming for you on Sunday the 11th. We'll talk about that a little bit later on when we get to the news. We also have sports to get to, as always. The obscure holiday today in history, birthdays. Everybody's entitled to Mike McNally's opinion, and Jennifer Bouchong from the Town Toyota Center. They got a huge next couple of months cranked up and ready to go. Big Leanne Rimes Christmas concert coming up on the last day of this month. Looking forward to that, plus comedian Brian Regan coming to town. Lots of things happening at the TTC. It always is. Jennifer will be joining us in the second half of the program. We have a past report to get to as well. Very chilly weather once again today. Outside of our studios, 28 degrees. We almost set a record yesterday, believe it or not. We got down to 25 degrees for the overnight low on Thursday night. That was just 1 degree off the record. That was chilly. Also, we got quite a bit of news to get to. Busy show for you today. It's a Friday. We are feeling good. You ready to get going? Let's take you around North Central Washington with our Valley View cameras, and we say good morning to the Wenatchee Valley proper. Our cross camera pulled back about as far as it can and tilted up a little bit. You can see the clouds that paid us a visit overnight tonight. There's a weak weather system that's working its way through the area this morning. No precipitation really. It's just kind of, they're very high clouds, and they're kind of just going to slide over the top of us. And as the day progresses, the clouds will be thinning out. The sun will be taking the morning off, but it'll be working this afternoon. And by sunset, we'll have quite a bit of sunshine. Cool and sunny weather is forecast for the weekend. Details are coming up. Good morning, Wenatchee. Good morning, East Wenatchee. Good morning, Sunny Slope. Good morning, Cashmere. Good morning, Twisp. Good morning, everybody. Let's see what we got for camper 2. Kat says, let's go see our friends at Blag Hill. Blag Hill. This is way up above the Peshastin area. It takes quite a bit of work to get there if you're physically driving up to that area. It's about 45 minutes of switchbacks on dirt road, but once you get there, look at that view. That is Leavenworth, right in the middle of your screen. You can actually see the beginning of the Tumwater Canyon. You can see, it's just what a stunning view that is. And as you can see, the Cascades have gotten a light dusting of snow at the very top, although it doesn't look like they're going to have any real significant snow at all over the next few days, but it's perfect snowmaking weather for Mission Ridge as we say good morning to the Bavarian village of Leavenworth from high atop Blag Hill, just to the southeast of Peshastin. Camera 3 is a slow dissolve to, that is Union Valley, I believe, our Union Valley camera, which we moved. Got moved about a mile or so up lake about 2 or 3 months ago, so that's a slightly different view. You can see the Chelan Butte on the right-hand side of your screen with those towers and the repeaters and the transmitters, and where those hang gliders decide to jump off and move around a little bit. Chelan proper is on the left-hand side of your screen, and the sun just peeking up to bathe Chelan in beautiful sunlight on this beautiful Friday morning. And finally, camera 4. Kat says, let's go see Billy Goat, and wow, what a shot that is. And that bump that you see at the top middle of your screen is Mount Kalispell. Kalispell spelt with a C, not a K. And Mount Kalispell is in Canada. It's about 30 miles north of the Canadian border. That is one spectacular view. And that gives you an idea of really how high the clouds are, because that camera is over 7,000 feet in elevation at the top of that tower at Billy Goat. And that is, I think, pull back about as far as you can. In fact, you can see the Alta Lake Golf Course at the bottom of your screen. And if you're a golfer, get the golfing in while the golfing is good, because we're running out of golf weather. That's a friendly reminder. I got to go out and hit the links as many times as I possibly can before the snow just blankets the area, and that's it for the golf season. 4 minutes after the hour from the National Weather Service, here's your forecast. And it looks something like that. Again, there's a weather system. It's coming through as we speak, but it's already beginning to work its way through the area. Again, by midday, the sun will be popping out. By sunset, the sun will be out. It'll be a beautiful day today, although a little on the chilly side, 46, which is slightly below normal. By the way, yesterday's high, Thursday's high, 45, and our normal temperature would be 48. So for the first time in over 2 weeks, we actually had an afternoon high temperature that was below normal. We went through a very mild period of weather. As I mentioned already, yesterday's low was 25, just one off the record of 24. Sunrise today happened about 6:57 this morning, sunset tonight at 4:32. So morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, high today at 46, no real wind at all. Clear tonight, 32 for the overnight low. The weekend's looking good, sunshine Saturday and a high of 52. It's going to be chilly on Veterans Day. It'll be in the 30s when the Veterans Day parade begins at about 10:45 on Sunday morning at the Wells Fargo Bank here in Wenatchee. It'll work its way down Chelan. They'll stop at 11:11 for ceremonies at Memorial Park, and then they'll continue the parade through downtown Wenatchee on Veterans Day. Heads up, on Monday will be Veterans Day observed for almost everybody. There will be no school on Monday. Governmental offices will be closed. Banks will be closed. Just like it would be on any other holiday. There are two exceptions. Waste Management will pick up your garbage on regular schedule. If Monday's your garbage day, they're not going to take that day off. And also Link has announced that they will be doing their regular bus routes on Monday, just like it was be a regular Monday. But outside of that, Monday will be the observation of Veterans Day. Let's take a look at your mountain passes. Things are looking just fine, really, no problems at all. I-90 looking good, bare and dry, no advisories, no restrictions, none expected. You'll run into some patchy fog as you make the climb up Snoqualmie Pass, but outside of that, the roadway itself is fine. Same deal with Stevens, no issues at all. Roadway is bare and dry, some frost and ice in places, a live shot at the summit of Stevens Pass, Blewett Pass. No advisories, no restrictions. Again, all bare and dry pretty much across the board. Little bit of light snow perhaps on Stevens today. Blewett and Snoqualmie is not expecting any precipitation at all. Light snow, an inch, maybe two tops on Stevens Pass today. And then there's no snow or rain or precipitation of any kind expected in the mountain passes until Tuesday night. And whatever comes down Tuesday night, by the way, will be in the form of rain. Believe it or not, rain, not snow, is in the forecast for the mountain passes on Tuesday. Outside of that, I don't think we have any issues at all. Quick programming reminder, on Sunday, we're going to have any number of special programming coming your way. Some of it's supplied from outside agencies, but there's one very special program we want to spotlight. Jeff Kirpus did a documentary on his dad, Ron. Ron Kirpus served in Vietnam with distinction. He was involved in a tragic accident. There was a fire on his ship that he was on. 44 men lost their lives in this fire. He hasn't really told the story. Ron hasn't really until he sat down with his son Jeff, who did a fascinating documentary. We're going to preview that during the news, and we'll show the documentary in full Sunday at 11 a.m. in the morning, and then again at 10 o'clock in the afternoon. So quick heads up on that special programming as we honor our veterans on Veterans Day on Sunday. We're going to take a quick break at just about 8 minutes after the hour, and then we'll come back with the news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 4 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
I came here to CVCH because one of my friends referred me. When I met Dr. Jocelyn, she was just amazing. She connected with my son, and it meant so much to me. He opens up so quickly because she just sits there and plays with him. It really is like going to see a friend. It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted and respected. It just feels like home.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by Local Tel. Holiday Open House and Wine Walk is this Saturday from 12 to 5 in downtown Wenatchee. Visit participating downtown locations hosting wineries and cideries from throughout the region. Also Saturday is Ladies' Night Out in Plain at Plain Hardware and Nordic Ski Trails from 6 to 8. Enjoy discounts on gifts, clothing, and holiday decorations. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
Once again, for filling in for senior news correspondent Steve Hare, I'm Dan Kuntz with your Friday morning news. Traffic backed up for a couple of hours in both directions following a two-vehicle collision on State Route 28 yesterday. It happened shortly before 4 yesterday afternoon, about 6 miles west of Quincy in the Trinidad Grade area. The pictures you see there were provided by Washington State Patrol Trooper John Bryant. He posted these images of the crash on his Twitter page. He reported there were no injuries involved. He says it was caused by the driver of the red pickup that you saw previously. He's identified as 30-year-old Andrew Stiles of Wenatchee. He's been charged with speeding. The wreckage was cleared from the roadway by 6:30 in the afternoon. The cause is under investigation. Douglas County Sheriff's deputies spent several hours yesterday morning searching for a suspect who fled on foot in the Rock Island area. Chief Criminal Detective Steve Grossclose says it all started with a report of a man sleeping in a truck. When contacted by deputies, it was discovered that he had an out-of-state warrant for his arrest.
About 9:59 this morning, we got called to a suspicious call at 21 Sunrise Court in Rock Island, which is off of Highway 28 past Rock Island Dam. And when our deputy went out there and contacted the person who was in a vehicle, during the contact, the person took off running because he had warrant for his arrest, and he ran down towards the Columbia River. And we set up a perimeter and spent several hours trying to locate him. It's a fairly large area between kind of by where the truck scales are on Highway 28 towards the river, all the way up to Nelson's Fruit Stand. And unfortunately, we were unable to locate him. We have his wallet and his identification, so we'll be requesting he'll be charged for local charges along with the warrant. So we're going to continue to look for him and follow some leads, and hopefully we'll have him in custody soon.
The search included numerous law enforcement officials and even a drone. Law enforcement officials across the state have been preparing for months for the possible passage of I-1639. Well, that measure appears to be passed anyway with overwhelming support. It's known as the Law Enforcement Training and Community Safety Act, and it requires training in de-escalation tactics and mental health, as well as creating an independent investigation into the use of deadly force. Chelan County Sheriff Brian Burnett says the latter is already being used here.
We also already have our special investigative unit here that takes multiple agencies, so it wouldn't be, your agency reviewing an officer-involved shooting or anything like that, and then it gets set up to the prosecutor's office for review. So those things are pretty standard.
Burnett says one of the law's provisions concerning law enforcement's responsibility for providing first aid could prevent some legal problems during an active shooting incident.
When you get into a use of force situation, you're going into an active shooter response, and you've got an active shooter, the primary objective for law enforcement would be to go and stop the threat, which means we actually have to walk, I hate to say it this way, walk over the top of wounded persons, knowing that aid would be coming shortly behind us, to go and stop that person so they don't have any more, victimization and get other people hurt. So that's one of the biggest things that we're concerned about in that and law enforcement is there's going to be a liability of somebody going to come back after the fact and try to civil sue people and say, well, you didn't go in and render aid to this person. And that, so that's kind of muddy waters there, and exactly how that will be interpreted. And nobody, I think, wants to be the first case to go in and go to the appellate courts to find out exactly where that's going to go involved in the lawsuit.
Today, we will sit down with the chief of the Wenatchee Police Department, Steve Crown, to get his analysis of I-1639 as well as I-1369. That was the gun control measure, which also appears to be on its way to passing rather handily. Well, Chelan County Port District announcing that 3 key management positions have opened up. The port is looking for a new facilities and property development manager to replace Laura Jakes. Laura is retiring. The port is also recruiting for a new business advisor to succeed Jim Fletcher at the port's Small Business Center. In addition, they're advertising for a new assistant to the Confluence Technology Building Manager and Conference Center Advisor. More information is available on the port's website, including the job descriptions and the salary ranges. The Wenatchee Rotary Club got a head start on the Veterans Day holiday with a special program featuring a local retired U.S. Navy medical corpsman. Lou Barrier is a veteran of both Korea and Vietnam, and he shared his experiences both during his 28-year military career and continuing work today in helping military combat veterans deal with post-combat injuries. Few people have Barrier's wide background as a combat medic with a rare insight into the drug and alcohol and mental health challenges faced by our veterans. He tells our own Steve Hare that traumatic injuries are on the rise.
But the fact now that we've been in Afghanistan for so long, the war continues in the Middle East, and we're seeing more and more veterans coming back with these types of injuries, it really causes a terrible backlog, I'm sure, in the VA system, and also traumatic for the families involved.
Oh, yes, and I don't know how many people here have veterans in their family or who are veterans, but if they recognize some of the things I talk about in their friends and their neighbors and their sons and daughters, then they can kind of help and give them the support they need to get where they can get real help, and it is available here in this community.
There's a number of places you can go. Lou Barrier, thank you very much for your service and your ongoing work on behalf of the veterans of our area.
Thank you, sir.
After retiring from the Navy, Barrier earned his GED and then went on to college where he received his master's degree, and it ended up right here in Wenatchee where he developed a drug and alcohol treatment course at Wenatchee Valley College. Well, of course, Sunday is Veterans Day, and here on the NCW Life Channel, we're going to be bringing you a special documentary about a local man's tour in the Navy during the Vietnam War. Ron Kirpus served 2 tours in 1966 and 1967, and he tells the horrific story of a fire aboard ship, killing 44 of his crewmates. Tune in Sunday at 11 a.m. and again Sunday at 10 o'clock in the evening for the Ron Kirpus documentary here on the NCW Life Channel.
It was a sad time. Seems to me like it happened when I was at dinner that the captain came over the loudspeaker and read off the names of the dead. I went down to the IC room after dinner, and the other IC men were there, probably about 6 or 7 of us maybe, sitting around talking. And everybody was telling, their story, where they were at and what they did and everything. And I never shared mine. I just didn't feel compelled to tell it. As a matter of fact, I've never shared this story until recently. So the fire was over, and the next traumatic thing for me was the next day. We had, again, to meet, our fire parties were called to go in and do cleanup and search and stuff. Well, so my fire party went in, and I was with 2 or 3 guys, and right near the flare locker that caught on fire was the chaplain's quarters, and the chaplain was in his bed when the fire went off, and of course he's still in there.
The full documentary, again, it's a little over an hour long. It's well worth your time. Will air Sunday morning at 11 a.m. and Sunday evening at 10 p.m. right here on the NCW Life Channel. Set your DVRs. Well, he's tanned, he's rested, he's back. Grant Olson, a deeply tanned Grant Olson, will be back in the anchor chair. That's the plan anyway, tonight for the news at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. 5, 6, and 10. The news with Grant Olson. We are expecting more election results coming in from both the Douglas and Chelan County Auditor's Office. The next round of ballots that they've been counting since Tuesday night. That number will be released late this afternoon, and we will endeavor to have those numbers for you when we do the news this afternoon at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock with Grant Olson in the anchor chair. I'll be handling sports, including previewing the big Eastmont game tonight. We're looking forward to that. If you want to be a part of the news team, look at the bottom of your screen, and that's how you go about doing it. You can go to our Facebook page and private message us. You can contact us via our website at ncwlife.com. There's a contact us icon at the upper right-hand corner of your screen. You can also just send us a note if you want to, whatever the case may be. If there's something out there that you think deserves our attention, let us know about it. We'd love to hear from you. Again, at the bottom of your screen, all the different tools that are available to you to get a hold of us. High clouds, 28 degrees in the Wenatchee Valley. The clouds will be thinning out as this Friday progresses. We'll have quite a bit of sunshine this afternoon and very sunny conditions, but quite cool for Veterans Day weekend. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll do sports, the obscure holiday, today in history, birthdays. Everybody's entitled to Mike McNally's opinion, and of course, my interview with Jennifer Bouchon from the Town Toyota Center. It's a busy Friday. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
The Wildcats are the Big 9 champions.
NCW Life Channel, in conjunction with the NFHS Network, is proud to bring you the WIAA State 4A football tournament, featuring the Eastmont Wildcats and Puyallup Vikings, Friday at Spark Stadium live at 7 o'clock. This broadcast on NCW Life would not be possible without the support of Apple Valley Honda, where every new Honda comes with a lifetime warranty. It's Eastmont and Puyallup, first round of state, Friday at 7 on NCW Life, your local TV station.
Champs.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by Local Tel. Full Circle Theater Company presents The Hound of the Baskervilles, which is being performed this Friday and Saturday at the Riverside Playhouse. Get your tickets at numericapac.org. Laugh Riot 2018 is this Saturday at the Wenatchee Convention Center from 8 to 10:30 p.m. Come see the best in stand-up comedy. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
Back at it at 20 minutes after the hour, an incredible view from the top of Blag Hill, looking over the Bavarian village of Leavenworth on this Friday morning. Let's do sports. Both the Eastmont Wildcat and the Wenatchee Panther girls volleyball teams saw their season come to an end last night, both courtesy of the buzzsaw, that is, the West Valley Rams. Eastmont was swept in the district semifinals. They fell to West Valley by the scores. Well, I don't have the scores off the top of my head. The Panthers advanced to the district championship, but it took 5 grueling sets before Wenatchee slipped by Moses Lake, and then the Panthers and the Rams did battle in the championship, and West Valley dispatched the Panthers in straight sets to win the title. They advanced to the state tournament at the Sun Dome in Yakima. West Valley has not dropped a set all year. They're good, but a good season for both Wenatchee Wildcats, for the Eastmont Wildcats, the Wenatchee Panther girls volleyball team. Well, for the first time in 6 years, the Eastmont High School football team is going to be playing in the state tournament, and they're doing it tonight. They are the overall number 12 seed, and the Wildcats will take on the number 5 seed, Puyallup Vikings, from the South Puget Sound League. The Vikings and the Wildcats go into the contest with identical 9-1 records in respective league championships. The Vikings' only loss came in a non-league game against the tournament's overall number 1 seed. That's Union. Starting quarterback Oscar Cavalillo told our very own Eric Grandstrom that school spirit this fall has been sky high.
What's happening in the water at Eastmont? I mean, you guys win the district championship on Thursday. Soccer team goes and wins the district championship on Saturday. What's going on over there?
I don't know. It's just preparation. We're working hard.
Do you guys take as much pride in the girls' soccer team and the rest of your guys' programs? I mean, volleyball is still playing in the district tournament as well?
Yes, we do. We try to show up to every other sporting event because they show up to ours. So,
how big would this be for you guys to knock off this Puyallup team on their field?
It would be a great statement because everyone's been talking down on us, and we're just tired of it. We got to show them what we can do.
Wildcat head coach Michael Don walked us through the logistics of today's trip to Puyallup.
We're leaving at about 11 o'clock. We're going to drive up. We'll probably stop, let the kids eat lunch at Ryegrass Rest Area, drive up to North Bend, let them get out, stretch their legs around, wander around a little bit in North Bend. Then we'll go over to we'll head over to Puyallup. Plan on being there at about 4:30, just in case of traffic. You know, you never know over there. So we're trying to be a little cautious with it, make sure we're not there any later than 5 like we normally do. Keep our schedule as similar as possible, and then go through our warm-up, go out and play football.
Eastmont and Puyallup, 7 o'clock tonight from Sparks Stadium in Puyallup. If you're not making a trip, once again, we can't stress this enough, we're going to have the game right here on the NCW Live channel, thanks to Apple Valley Honda, the WIAA, the NFS, the National Federation of High Schools Network, the West Central District 3, the Eli Sports Network. We all got together. We thank all of those people for making it happen. And by the way, we're going to give Coach Michael Don the final word about this year's Wildcat squad.
It's been great to see the community rally behind this team. It's been a lot different feel. Every year I've been here, it's kind of grown and grown, and we're really excited. Parents are excited, kids are excited, student sections have been excited. It's just been a fun atmosphere, and we're looking forward to this game, and we're looking forward to keep building in the future as a program.
Well, let's hope you keep building into next week.
Thank you.
You bet. There's Michael Don joining us here on the NCW Life channel.
Thank you, Eric. And by the way, Eric, enjoy your day off today. I know you deserve it. By the way, there's more football on the slate this weekend. Real quickly, the number 25 Washington Huskies are idle. They don't play this weekend. The number 8 Washington State Cougars will be in Boulder to take on the Colorado Buffaloes. That's a 12:30 kickoff. That'll be televised on ESPN. The Seahawks are in LA taking on the Rams, 1:25 Sunday afternoon on CBS. And of course, we can't forget about the Wenatchee Wild. The Surrey Eagles in town tonight. 7:05 is when they drop the puck. Tomorrow night, you'll have the Coquitlam Express in town. And by the way, tomorrow night at the Town Toyota Center is Military Appreciation Night. Go Wild. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Friday morning. Let's do the obscure holiday at 24 minutes after the hour. Nothing obscure about this, even though it's not till Sunday. We want to talk about Veterans Day today, of course, originally formed as Armistice Day 1 year after the end of World War I. World War I ended 100 years ago on November 11th. So Sunday will mark the 100th anniversary of the concluding of the supposed war to end all war. Turns out it wasn't. The very first Armistice Day, eventually Veterans Day, was the very next year, November 11th, 1919, by proclamation of President Woodrow Wilson. It didn't become a national holiday by congressional act, which is the only way it can be done, until 1938. And it was Armistice Day all the way until 1954. And then because the Congress and President Eisenhower got together and changed the name of Armistice Day to Veterans Day, and it's been that way ever since. There was a brief time in the 1970s when Veterans Day was actually celebrated the fourth Monday of every October. They got rid of that. They brought it back to November 11th ever since. Veterans, thanking those who served our country on Sunday, of course. So once again, there will be a parade in downtown Wenatchee, and on Monday is when Veterans Day will be observed for many people, as far as schools being closed, government offices being closed, banks being closed, and everything. But Sunday, Veterans Day, very important day in this country. It is 25 minutes after the hour. Today in history. 112 years ago today, Theodore Roosevelt says, I'm out of here. I'm going to head on down and check out the Big Ditch. He called the Panama Canal the Big Ditch. Theodore Roosevelt became the very first president of the United States to make a trip outside the country while president. There was some talk in Congress in Washington, D.C. Can he still act as the president? Can he sign bills and legislation and issue proclamations if he's not physically in the country? And Theodore Roosevelt said, I can and I will, and he did. Theodore Roosevelt became the first president of the United States to make an official trip outside of the United States when he visited the Panama Canal. That's him running the Big Ditch machine. He'd like to be the center of attention, TR. November 9th, 1965, 53 years ago today, over 30 million people in the northeastern United States, including most of New York City, without electricity for up to 13 hours. It was called the Great Blackout of 1965, and believe it or not, there were only 5 reports of looting reported in New York City during the blackout. And one of the great urban legends of the blackout of 1965, that 9 months after the blackout, a bunch of babies were born in New York City. It's an urban myth. It wasn't true. The Great Blackout of 65 happened on this date 53 years ago today. 51 years ago today, the very first issue of Rolling Stone magazine was available to you to purchase. November 9th, 1967, issue 1 of Rolling Stone was published. On the cover, of course, is John Lennon, and the very first issue of Rolling Stone magazine came with a free roach clip. It was 1967, after all. And finally, November 9th, 1989. If you grew up with the Cold War, you never thought this day would ever happen. But the government of East Germany ordered the gates of the Berlin Wall open, and East German citizens were allowed to cross unimpeded into West Berlin. It was the beginning of the end of the divided Germany. It was I'll never forget that day, a very historic day. And it kind of came out of nowhere. There wasn't really any build-up at all. Just one day they just said, out of heck with it, open the gate and let them see their families. It happened on this date 29 years ago. And finally, at 28 minutes after the hour, let's do some birthdays. He's my favorite vice president of all time. He was born 100 years ago today, Spiro T. Agnew, the 39th vice president of the United States, and perhaps the worst vice president this country has ever had. He called members of the media, that's us, nattering nabobs of negatism, effete core of impotent snobs. He really hated. You think Donald Trump doesn't like the media? He really doesn't like the media. Pusillanimous pussyfooting. Yeah, Spiro T. Agnew, who in the end got what he deserved. He was born 100 years ago today. He died in 1996 at the age of 77. One of the greatest pitchers of all time, the Hall of Famer, Bob Gibson, is 83 years old today, inducted into baseball's Hall of Fame back in 1981. Pitched 17 seasons, all of them for the St. Louis Cardinals. He struck out 17 Detroit Tigers in Game 1 of the 1968 World Series, still a record. MVP of the 1964 and 1967 World Series, won a couple of Cy Young Awards. About as good as he got during his time was Bob Gibson. He was 83 years old today. Just about 29 minutes after the hour, 28 degrees, fairly overcast skies in downtown Wenatchee. Clouds are already starting to depart. As you'll see, we'll have quite a bit of afternoon sunshine, but we're in for a cool, very November-ish, autumnal kind of weekend coming your way, but the sunshine will be bountiful. We're going to take a break. When we come back, everybody's entitled to Mike McKnight's opinion and my conversation with Jennifer Bouchong, the Executive Vice President at the Town Toyota Center. We've got a lot of events coming to the big city over the next few months. We'll talk about that when Jennifer joins us coming up next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
The Wildcats are the Big 9 champions.
NCW Live Channel, in conjunction with the NFHS Network, is proud to bring you the WIAA State 4A football tournament, featuring the Eastmont Wildcats and Puyallup Vikings, Friday at Sparks Stadium live at 7 o'clock. This broadcast on NCW Live would not be possible without the support of Apple Valley Honda, where every new Honda comes with a lifetime warranty. It's Eastmont and Puyallup, first round of state, Friday at 7 on NCW Live, your local TV station.
And champs.
Thanks to the help I received at Goodwill,
I have a job. I'm working now. Thanks to Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill. Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to get you back to work. When you donate to or shop at Goodwill, you're really helping people find work.
Thank you. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
What's your auto mocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate Frappuccino.
Definitely the espresso shakes. My favorite is the mocha Frappitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks. So bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
NCW Life Channel is proud to present the Spotlight on Business. We're going behind the scenes to bring you the story of local businesses throughout North Central Washington. How did they get started? And why are they so successful? We'll answer these and other questions each week with Spotlight on Business, Sundays through Fridays on the NCW Life Channel.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, again, I want to say that people ask me as an ex-cop about buying and owning a handgun. Now, people often ask this because they're concerned with home security. Well, even though I agree with the Second Amendment, I agree that it assures Americans do have the right to own firearms. I usually recommend that these folks get a dog instead, and not a big, scary pit bull or German shepherd, but a little annoying, yappy wiener dog or a Pomeranian or some little mutt that just drives you crazy because it yaps its head off all the time. Now, it'll yap at anybody who tries to break into your house. And burglars like you and me, they can't stand those irritating little mutts. And if they hear one before they're breaking in, they'll leave your house alone and they'll go next door. Now, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion.
Hi everyone, Brent here at Town Nissan. Will you look at this 2016 Nissan Altima, or this 2016 Nissan, or better yet, how about a 2014 Nissan Sentra? All three with very low miles, and all three certified through Nissan with up to a 100,000-mile warranty at no cost to you, where you could save thousands by buying a pre-owned Nissan. Come down today, see us at Town Nissan behind Costco in East Wenatchee.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
You don't want to see this happen. It's the oil light on your car. Oil is the lube of life for your car's engine. At Alignment Pros and Express Lube, they pour the best oil your car deserves. Expect fast, friendly, superior service in a clean environment. They'll change your oil and perform a 21-point inspection while you enjoy the comfort of their amazing waiting room. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
And we are back on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Coos. My guest is the Vice President of Marketing for the Town Toyota Center. She's no stranger to this program, and boy, do they have a jam-packed calendar coming up for November into December into January. I don't know how they're going to get it all in, plus Wenatchee Wild Hockey, plus Lord knows what. We're here to talk about those things and much, much more. My guest this morning, no stranger to this program, Jennifer Bouchon, and you brought me a gift. What is this? What are you looking
I did
at?
almost Christmas, Dan,
Yeah.
and it is a gift from the Town Toyota Center. We are celebrating, as you know, still our 10-year celebration through this year, and I just thought you needed to have a tumbler mug, something for your coffee in the morning
I
this
will use
morning,
this.
or throughout the day. So it's a great tumbler to commemorate 10 years being in business. So
Oh, by the way,
thank you.
How did that big party go
It
last
went
month?
great. I want
Yeah?
to say thanks again to everyone that attended. Every single, we had a representative from all of our PFD counties attended. We had a wonderful recognition of employees that had been there for 10 years. I didn't realize we had over 25.
Wow.
So it was really nice just to give back, recognize, and celebrate.
And the video, by the way, that Vortex did is so good.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Thanks again to everyone for participating in that. But it's on our website right now. So towntoyotacenter.com. You can take a look at our website to view that. Also on the Toyota website. So yeah. We have a ton of events.
Where do we go?
Dan.
We want to start out with Leanne Rhymes? Because Leanne Rhymes is no stranger to this area. She's been here before.
She has, and it was a sold-out show. I was told it was before my time, but it was 10 years ago exactly. You can see the picture right there. Leanne Rhymes, You and Me and Christmas. It is coming on Friday, November 30th. We are so excited. It's the week after Thanksgiving, and this is the first time she will launch her actual tour for Christmas at the Town Toyota Center. So she's actually coming in before that, putting the tour together. We feel pretty blessed that she will be here in Wenatchee just to put the whole tour together. And she is, and you just saw a picture of her back there this weekend promoting its Christmas Eve on Hallmark. So Leanne's busy. She's a busy lady, and I know she's doing lots of audio right now and getting ready for the show.
She's doing a little bit of everything. Of course, she started out as just a child prodigy. Her song Blue, country song, I think she was like 13 or 14. It skyrocketed to the top of the charts, and most of these young singers who have incredible success early on burn out. Not Leanne Rhymes. She continues to make fantastic music, and she acts and she sings and she does a little bit of everything. How did you get her?
Well, you know, hats off to Miller, because Mr. Mark Miller books all of our shows, and he works constantly with agents from around the country. They do a great job, and he thought, you know what, let's not only bring her back and have her sing her originals, but let's have her bring for Christmas, because it's a family event. The Town Toyota Center is about bringing your family together, something you can bring your grandma, your mother, or make it a whole night of it. Opening, though, I know one of your
I saw
people
this.
that you know.
Barry Zito is a very famous baseball player. He's retired now. He was a great pitcher for the Athletics, among other teams. I had no idea this guy was a musician. I saw with special guest Barry Zito, and I said, what is he going to do, go up there and pitch?
Yeah,
Explain.
and it really is the same person.
Yeah.
Because people thought, no way. And even we had to have a look back. But yes, he is. He's singing. He grew up in a musical family. His parents were both musicians. They played for the symphony. We're honored to have him. He will be opening for Leanne. I guess they've worked together before, and he'll be coming in the night before too. So we're looking forward to having both of them. Tickets start at $48. So definitely, if you have a group, we can give you some discounts there. But definitely, it's going to be a wonderful way to just really kick off.
November 30th. Write that down. November 30th. Leanne Rhymes. It's huge. It's going to be great. It's going to get everybody in the Christmas spirit too.
Oh, we hope so. We hope so.
Explain Smitten for Mittens.
Smitten for Mittens, and you were one of the first to know. We will. We're launching that today, actually, Friday. We are looking at the Town Toyota Smitten for Mittens, and Town Toyota and East Wenatchee are wonderful naming partners. We will ask the community to bring in some mittens. As you know, we work in an ice arena. We have a over 100,000 youth that visit the facility throughout the year. We have local school children that are learning how to skate, and oftentimes it's cold. It's cold and on the ice. They don't have mittens. So we hope to collect mittens so they can grab a pair as they're learning how to skate in January and February. So why not collect them now in November and December, because it's something that we're always in need. And so Town Toyota and East Wenatchee will be our partners in this, and we'll be collecting mittens for those children. And we thought, we're smitten for the mitten campaign, so please.
The Learn to Skate campaign just started, right?
Learn to Skate registration, yep, they just started, and it's a 6 weeks session. We always have it year-round. Ice, we're open every single day, as you know, except for Christmas at this point. But we have public ice skating from 1 to 3 every day, and then we always have Learn to Skate classes, and for you too, Dan, for adults.
Yeah, I mean, it's skating. I asked a Wenatchee Wild hockey player once a couple of years ago, what is it about skating? And he goes, first of all, you're 4 inches taller because you're on skates, and you can go fast.
You can go fast like the wind.
Yeah.
And my daughter's a figure skater and competitive, and it's true. You feel free on that ice. I think when you're skating, that you don't realize how fast those. In hockey too, how fast they can skate.
And it's not that hard to learn how to skate.
It's not that hard, and I think for our average Joe like us, we can get around. 11 laps around is 1 mile, so it's really great exercise. For $6, come in and skate for an hour, skate for 2. You will feel good about yourself, and definitely you'll burn some calories by the end of it.
And it's affordable.
$6.
$6, yeah. I mean, come on, that's a great deal. And you guys just got some new equipment too. I think last year, didn't you get a whole new bunch?
We did. We have new skates thanks to the Wenatchee Central Lions Club. We have some new skates. We have some helpers to help you skate and kind of lean on. Really, it's a beautiful facility, and I encourage everyone to come out.
And open skate night has become kind of a thing to do now here in town. I pop by the rink and I see all these kids out there skating and having a great time.
And good or bad, it's like a big party, and you're you're rubbing elbows, and I'm about the same height as a lot of these.
She said it, not me.
A lot of these kids, and so really, I mean, it is packed in there. And so what a wonderful way, though, on a Friday night, you know your student is there enjoying, getting some exercise. It's social, of course, too, and that's the way it should be on a Friday night, but they're in a fun, safe, clean environment.
And we're coming up on both the Thanksgiving holiday and then the Christmas holiday for the kids. It's a great time to drop the kids off for a couple hours and get them out of your hair, to send them off to the rink and have them goofing off. So Leanne Rhymes on November 30th with Barry Zito, the Smitten for Mitten campaign, and this very funny guy, Brian Regan, that is coming to town. Again, how did you, because this guy's on this Netflix show that
He's
I've
on
seen.
Netflix, and so, Dan, guess what? He is really funny.
Yeah.
I mean, I was listening to some of his shticks and some of the information, the audio they sent over, and his family, once again, clean. It's a Thursday night in January. It's going to be cold outside. So what an opportunity to bring the family down. It's a 7:30 show. And I kind of compared him, and maybe they compared him to a little bit of Jerry Seinfeld, kind of that dry, funny humor, and but it's clean, so nothing that's too racy or anything. So tickets are selling well for that too, but definitely what a great Christmas gift too. So some of these things. We also have gift cards. So if you don't know what to get someone for Christmas, you want to come down, spend $100, $200, whatever, $20, you can get someone a gift card too, and they can apply it to any of these shows.
Speaking of tickets, let's mention this right now. If you just Google Town Toyota Center tickets, you might not necessarily be sent to the actual site that is run by the Town Toyota Center. First of all, if you remove all doubt, just go to the box office. The box office is open regular business hours. You go right up there and buy your tickets in person at the Town Toyota Center. But if you go to the web and just Google Town Toyota Center tickets, you might not necessarily get the site.
So definitely you want to be on towntoyotacenter.com. So that's towntoyotacenter.com, and all of that information. And Dan, we are always giving away tickets on our Facebook, so do like us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, we're on YouTube. We're hitting social media obviously heavy, and Brian Regan is one not to miss. It's going to be funny.
How are you going to fit all this in between Leanne Rhymes? You got hockey. Well, you'll figure it out.
Tons of hockey, and Christmas season too coming up here. If you're looking at, maybe you want to do an office party, maybe NCW, you want to come down.
Get a suite.
Yeah, come on down, and or we can cater to you. We're actually, because we're so busy in the arena, we're more than happy to bring food to you and cater. So we are offering catering with our Beyond Creations department. We also have, if you want to come down and make it an office party or maybe tie it in with a wild game, have food first and then enjoy a game, that would be great. So definitely, we are something that's going on every day.
PJ Masks on sale. Is he a new artist?
PJ Masks is the hottest Disney Junior show there is. So if you have a grandchild or a child that is 2 years old, 3 years old, 4 years old, 6 years old, you know who PJ Masks is.
Okay.
It is a hot show. It's already on sale. It's February 14th. And so we are looking forward to having lots of little ones and parents here. Tickets start at only $25 for that show.
What kind of show is it for the uninitiated? That means me.
So it's one of those superhero shows.
Okay.
Everyone can be good, do good deeds, get out there. They're in masks, so they're in purple. They're in blue, red, and green, and they're in kind of like a onesie suit, but they're saving the day and they're doing good deeds. Okay. And so we're going to do a lot of fun things with the PJ Masks show, but we're looking forward to having a couple thousand people, hopefully, and lots of little ones. And February 14th on Valentine's Day, that's what the young couples will be doing.
All the shows that we're talking about, Leanne Rimes, Brian Regan, PJ Masks, and Ron White, we're talking about a little bit. Are these all on sale now?
Yeah, they're on sale, or PJ Masks is on sale now. Now, the next few we talk about will be on sale next week.
And that's Ron White.
Ron White.
Ron White's coming to town.
Ron White is a comedian. He's been here before. I think he's been here 3 times.
Yeah.
He's coming on April 18th. His show is not PG.
To be straight up there.
And I had to learn that real quick. So it is, I definitely say, a PG-13, are definitely adult audiences for that. It's going to be it sells out. He likes an intimate crowd. By the Town Toyota Center, intimate means 1,800 or less.
Which still seems like a lot.
And still seems like a lot of people. But so we're looking forward to we'll probably sell out. So definitely right when tickets go on sale, and I think they're going on sale on the 15th. I'm doing an early announcement for you, which we will be announcing the show on the 12th.
And then the first day of February, dig out your tiaras, your gowns, and your tuxedos, because that's when we have our big winter party.
That's right. So the Numerica Winter Ice Gala has become a staple in the arena. It's something where we can fit about 250 guests, and you're actually seated on the ice. It's a dinner and ice show, so really it is, we bring in talent. These are Olympians, former Olympians, and or world-class figure skaters that we're bringing in. Typically the male can always do a backflip of some kind. This year, you are one of the first to know, we are doing the theme Under the Big Top.
Okay.
We've been working on it for about a few months now, and definitely hitting into that greatest show, which everyone's doing, the circus, the carnival, but we're really doing it obviously on ice. We're going to have sparkle, glim, and glamour with all of that and everything in between. But we'll be bringing in, hopefully, I can't announce the skaters yet because it's not signed.
Understand.
But Under the Big Top, the Numerica Winter Ice Gala is for Friday, February 1st. And we're looking forward just to having a great show.
And that's kind of your baby, isn't it? You're the one who, it was not long after Mark brought you on board into the marketing department that you kind of came up with this little idea.
Well, I wanted an opportunity to showcase what we do. And a lot of times, even the first year or the second year we did the gala, a lot of our guests didn't realize the caliber of ice skating that we can produce in the arena now that it is full-time, and we have Liam Kapakis, which is a world champion.
Right.
I mean, we have Kayla Kapakis that skates now for Disney. We have several hockey players too that are going on and doing bigger and better things. But this is an opportunity for everyone to see, and for our business community to see, okay, this is the kind of skating that we have. And then also at that event, we raise money for our Youth Enrichment Fund, which is a true passion of mine and I think of many of our staff. But those guests of the gala raise anywhere from $12,000 to $20,000 that night, and that money all goes back to youth. So those youth can come and learn to skate. And
it's fun to dress up in tuxedos and gowns and go out and just make a night of it and eat really good food.
And Jody goes all out. It's a 4-course meal. a little bit of sparkling champagne and everything in between. So it's been a fun night. It's been wildly successful for the arena, and we're grateful for Numerica for putting that on.
So Leanne Rhymes, a special guest, Barry Zito, on November 30th. We have it right here. You see that. And then you got the Smitten for Mitten campaign, which is ongoing. That's going on at Town Toyota in East Wenatchee, so these kids can have some warm hands when they go out and learn how to skate. Brian Regan, PJ Masks on sale, Ron White, Numerica Winter Ice Gala. It says and more. Do you want to fill in and more, or do you want to just tease a couple of things and come back later on and talk about it?
One thing that I didn't put on here, which I can talk about, is our basketball showcase.
Yeah. Go shoot hoops.
So we have GISA Basketball Showcase January 4th.
Okay.
So
it's later than normal. Normally it would be on the...
Normally it'd be in December,
right.
So it is January, but obviously tickets will be on sale at the door. I'm not even sure on the teams yet, but we're still, it's maybe more than a one-day show as of for sure. The GISA Showcase will for sure be January 4th, so we're looking forward to that. So we're just starting to talk about that. But yeah, we are stacked for the season. Of course, our rodeo in May, and we will have probably 3 different shows in August, and
plus wild hockey all the time.
Plus the hockey, and of course they're going to be in playoffs. We're counting on it, so it's going to be a season. The Illusionist, we will be going on sale next week. I can say that. The Illusionist is live from Broadway, and it's going to be April 4th, so right before Ron White and between. So we will be busier. In 2019 is looking to be busier than ever.
Well, each year gets busier and busier and busier, and that speaks to the Town Toyota Center, speaks to the staff, it speaks to the clients, it speaks to you, the patrons who are coming out and going to these shows and getting themselves entertained at a facility that may be 10 years old, but it don't look it. I can tell you that much.
So Dan, you know what would be the best thing for Christmas?
What?
I would think is just to go towntoyotacenter.com, go click two tickets, and just buy them all for our shows, because they'll all be on sale, and then you have your 2019 covered.
Yeah. Or go to the box office, as I mentioned before, because they're good people. They're all the staff there at the Town Toyota Center. They're good folks. In fact, they just put a brand new video up on their Facebook page of the staff standing on the center of the ice of the Town Toyota Center. They're all waving, including Mark Miller in a tie. That's worth logging on to see that anyway. So can you come by and see me before we get deep into the holidays one more time?
Definitely.
Talk about this stuff?
Thank you for having me.
And as Jennifer mentioned, go to the Town Toyota Center website. If you're going to buy your tickets online, again, if you just Google Town Toyota Center tickets, you might be taken to a second or third reseller party. You don't want that. You want to get it from the horse's mouth. So Town Toyota Center's official ticket website is the only way to go. I will see you very soon.
Yeah, see you very soon.
Leanne Rhymes, Friday, November 30th. That's first on the agenda. Get your tickets now, because this show will sell out. I will see you soon.
Thank you.
Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
The Wildcats are the Big 9 champions. NCW Life Channel, in conjunction with the NFHS Network, is proud to bring you the WIAA State 4A football tournament, featuring the Eastmont Wildcats and Puyallup Vikings, Friday at Spark Stadium live at 7 o'clock. This broadcast on NCW Life would not be possible without the support of Apple Valley Honda, where every new Honda comes with a lifetime warranty. It's Eastmont and Puyallup, first round of state, Friday at 7 on NCW Life, your local TV station.
Champs.
When it comes to finding a memory care community, you want the very best. You want to know that your loved one is safe and receiving compassionate care in a loving environment. Fieldstone Memory Care is an innovative assisted living community designed for those with Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's disease. You'll find a community specifically designed to enrich residents' lives. The Fieldstone team is here to help you navigate the important decisions you face when a loved one has dementia or Alzheimer's. Welcome home to Fieldstone.
Turn back the clocks and grab the ice melt. Winter weather is here. This is Corey at Rose Tractor. If you're looking for a reliable way to clear snow, look no further than Cub Cadet. For sidewalks and driveways, a Cub Cadet snow thrower will get the job done in a jiffy. For larger jobs, a Cub Cadet Challenger utility vehicle with a snow blade will handle about anything. You can depend on Cub Cadet for years of reliable performance. and we'll help you select the best model for your job at Rose Tractor, family-run business at the corner of 3rd and Rock Island Road in East Wenatchee.
And welcome back live here to Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee on this Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Dan Kuntz, your host. We'll take one more look at the weather forecast here in just a couple of minutes. Also preview tonight's big football game between Eastmont and Puyallup. But first things first, I want to talk a little bit about Sunday. Once again, the American Legion Post number 10 will be sponsoring Wenatchee's Veterans Day Parade on Sunday. If you want to be in the parade, if you're a veteran and you want to march in the parade or ride in an automobile or a Jeep, or whatever the case may be, they're going to ask you to be at the Wells Fargo Bank parking lot at 10:15 on Sunday morning. 10:15 on Sunday morning. The parade itself will begin at 10:45, again at the parking lot of Wells Fargo Bank on North Chelan. They'll head south on North Chelan. They'll head south on Chelan to Memorial Park at about 11 o'clock in the morning. There'll be some presentations, some speeches, the presentations of the colors, of course. They'll be playing taps at 11:11, approximately 11:11 on the 11th. The parade will continue down Orondo and then up at Mission, and will conclude where it started at the Wells Fargo parking lot. So veterans are invited to be there. The American Legion Riders will be there. The award-winning Wenatchee High School Golden Apple Marching Band will be there. All three middle schools in the Wenatchee School District, Orchard, Pioneer, and Foothills will be doing a combined marching band and a whole bunch more. Again, that's the Wenatchee Veterans Day Parade. If you want to participate in the parade, they ask you to be at the Wells Fargo Bank parking lot at 10:15. The parade begins at 10:45. Ceremonies at Memorial Park begin at 11. Turn out and honor our veterans. Speaking of honoring our veterans, once again, a friendly reminder about the special locally produced documentary that we are going to be airing twice on Sunday on Veterans Day. Jeff Kirpus did this documentary about his father Ron, who served in the United States Navy during Vietnam and was involved and the ship that he was serving on, there was a fire on that ship and 44 sailors from the United States Navy were killed. That story and Ron's story about his experiences in Vietnam will be a special documentary. We're going to air it twice on Sunday at 11 o'clock in the morning and again at 10 o'clock in the evening on Sunday on Veterans Day, so we want to make sure you do that. Don't forget tonight, of course, it's Eastmont and Puyallup live at Sparks Stadium in Puyallup. Again, if you can't make the trip, we're going to have the game here. We're going to pick up the internet feed from the Eli Sports Network, and it was a combination of a lot of phone calls that Eric Granstrom had to make, but there you go, courtesy of our friends at Apple Valley Honda, who was underwriting this endeavor. Thank you very much, Apple Valley Honda. Also, the WIAA, the National Federation of High Schools, the West Central District 3, and the Eli Sports Network will be able to pick up the internet feed and broadcast it right here on this very television station tonight at 7 o'clock. Looking forward to that. Okay, let's take a look at your weekend weather forecast, and here's what it's looking like. We do have some high clouds in the Wenatchee Valley and north central Washington. They will disperse as the day progresses. By mid-afternoon, it'll be quite sunny, and it'll be all sunshine by the time the sun goes down at about 4:30. But look at that high today, only 46 degrees. Again, gradual clearing throughout the course of this Friday. Very pleasant weekend. Saturday, lots of sunshine and a high of 52, which is a little bit above normal. On Veterans Day proper, if you're going to go do the parade, it's going to be in the 30s by the time the parade starts. Eventually, on Veterans Day, with quite a bit of sunshine, we'll warm up to 47, but it's going to be, shall we say, brisk on Veterans Day. And then we have another nice Monday when mostly times Veterans Day will be observed on Monday. Another day of bountiful sunshine. Highs will be in the mid-40s. And then the next weather system will be passing through on Tuesday and Wednesday with a slight chance of rain in the forecast. Passes looking okay. Bare and dry across the board. A couple of patches of frost and ice and a little foggy at times on the Big Three, which is what we call Snoqualmie, Stevens, and Blewett. That's a live shot of Snoqualmie. As you can see, no problems at all. Stevens looks fine. Stevens may get an inch or two of light snow today. That's in the forecast. Outside of that, it doesn't look real bad at all. Blewett is a piece of cake. You can fly right through without any problems at all. So that's your past report. That's your weather forecast. And thanks for starting your day with us here on the NCW Live channel. Hopefully, you'll be watching the news with Grant Olson at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. And hopefully, we invite you to tune in and watch Eastmont take on Puyallup tonight at 7 o'clock on this very TV station. Everybody have a great weekend. Thank you, veterans, for your service. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.